Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our third annual Thrive event. My name is George Miller, and I'm chairman of the board of Seeds of Literacy, an organization I have supported for more than 9 years. On behalf of the board, I also want to recognize our sponsors this evening, including our Mighty Oak sponsor, Carnegie Management and Development Corporation. Thank you for your continued support of adult literacy. We have a great program prepared, and we promise to keep it to a half hour. But first, it is my great pleasure to introduce you to Bonnie Yentler, the President and CEO of Seeds.
Welcome, everyone. This Thrive event is different from all others, just as this year is different than all others. Like most nonprofits, we had our reservations about holding our signature event online, but we had no other option. In this way, it's almost poetic that the event is virtual because it allows me to publicly recognize our newest and third location, our virtual classroom, born of necessity during a pandemic. Seeds has always been a safe haven in the lives of our adult learners. The pandemic shutting our physical locations threatened not only the education of our students, but also the emotional and social support systems they have formed with our tutors and students. Although this is not how I intended to expand our program, the virtual classroom allowed us to provide a sense of continuity to our students during a time when nothing else was certain. It also allowed us to expand our reach beyond the boundaries of Northeast Ohio. Our Thrive event is usually dedicated to one stakeholder who made an impact on Seeds program in the lives of our students. But this year, the biggest impact was made by the creation of our virtual classroom. No one person is responsible for the virtual classroom success. As they say, it takes a village. So our event is dedicated to everyone who had to make adjustments and adapt to the technology that was previously unknown, and for some, also a bit uncomfortable. That means we're celebrating our students who inspire us daily with their perseverance, our tutors who give so freely of their time and talent in both our physical and our virtual classroom, and our friends, people like you whose support makes us stronger. Thank you for celebrating with me this evening, and thank you to all our event sponsors, including Carnegie Management and Development. And thank you for recognizing that adult literacy is critical.
I was born in Albania, so I was in school there, and but not all the high school. So, and then in my 13 years old, I left in Greece. So, but I was not in school in Greece. So, I just did the professional for manicure, pedicure, and hairstyle school there. And that's it, all my school.
I went to East High and they put me into an honors class. Didn't know nothing I was doing. Nothing at all. Because the teacher felt like you were an honor student. Here go this paper. Do it. You don't need my help.
I attended East High School in Cleveland, East 7th and 9th Street, and it was pretty cool, pretty dope. I played basketball, baseball.
I didn't do great when I was going to school because I didn't go. You know what I mean?
I was kind of bullying in Greece, so like Albanian, as soon they were like, you're Albanian, like, I don't know, was like the worst thing when I'm thinking. But then I was just 13 years old and I didn't speak in Greek too much and we were afraid,
And during high school, just to make a long story short, high school was cool. Like the work was good. I always struggled with tests. So I end up not graduating from high school because I didn't pass a science OGT test.
I ended up failing the 9th grade, so I repeat the 9th grade. And then when I finally passed the 9th grade to the 10th grade, I passed the 10th grade. But since what Kennedy and East High did, they tried to repeat the 10th grade. And I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I had to repeat the 9th grade. Now you want me to repeat the 10th grade. So now I'm going to be 18 with all these younger kids. I'm not going to focus. I'm not doing it. So I dropped out.
And I've never told this to anyone. Never told this to anyone. No one. I just got out of prison, right? And I was down here on 30th and Woodland. All right. So I knew that they were putting a hotel in Tower City, which was the Ritz-Carlton.
So I didn't have any chance or nobody to push me to say, hey, you have to go into school and I will take care for all the other things, you know. So it was hard.
I got very discouraged because I didn't graduate. I went back and took the test and failed it again. And then went back and took it again after that and failed it again by like 1 or 2 points. All I need is like 1 or 2 points to pass it. So at that point, I just got very discouraged and was like, forget school, forget this diploma, it's not that serious, whatever. And I started working.
Then I was at Ritz-Carlton for like 12 years.
It's over. I would just go work and as I was just getting jobs, I was like, oh, I don't need this paper.
Before I came here, I was working nutrition aide in a daycare.
I've been working ever since, and but I just knew something told me in my soul, deep down, I always felt like, dang, I need to get my diploma or my GED though.
Growth. I started, and then I became the housekeeping office coordinator, right? Let's go further. Then I went to reservations. I can go further. Went to the front desk, right? I can go even further. Then I went to security. Then I became the security supervisor. I can go further.
In my work, they wanted to put me for full-time, but because I don't have the general high school diploma from my country.
So it was always in the back of my mind, but before even moving towards, I was just so discouraged. I was just like, I've been out of school as the years went on, like, that's 5 years. I've been out of school 5 years, I can't do it. 6 years, 7 year, 8th year, I'm like,
Oh, I was feeling like kind of shy, you know, so I didn't have idea how it was like long time to go into school. So
My daughter-in-law is in healthcare. So I'm like, career change. Yeah, 63, career change.
she decided, if you're doing the GED, so I can take you, because otherwise they don't let me to keep you 8 hours if you don't have the high school diploma.
but I just knew that I needed that paper. I knew it. I know I wouldn't be able to go nowhere, do anything without that paper. And I had to ask myself, do you want to stay, in this position forever? Or do you want to get your high school diploma or GED and start working towards a better future for yourself?
So I decided I wanted to get into healthcare. But in order to do that, I need to go back to school.
I didn't know which one to click. I know I clicked one before Seeds. They never responded back to me. So I was like, okay, I got discouraged. I was like, every little thing discourages me. So I'm like, oh, okay, so is it not meant for me to?
I was actually driving down the street and I seen the sign. I was like, oh, there's a GED place in there.
I went back on there and I seen Seeds of Literacy. I'm like, So I I filled out the information on it, whatever. And then Carmen emailed me or whatever. And I was like, oh, wow, this was fast.
And then I was like, well, maybe it's not a good idea. Because everywhere, it's like a GED place down further on Union. And it's like when I went in there, I was just like, And I just thought, maybe it's going to be the same.
And you stood out because, first off, you were close. You're on the west side, you know what I mean? And then I seen all of your graduates, and your statistics as far as your graduates and all this kind of stuff. So bam, here I am. Because it seemed like the best program for me. Now, everybody don't have that.
And one day I was driving by again, and I was just like, let me stop in and let me see what this is about.
Like, I was very shy and I didn't know. I mean, it was like kind of big mountain in front of me, starting all over everything, and especially with the math, So I started from the beginning, and I couldn't believe that I will do it till now,
The main reason why I came back was because of the tutors.
And I need the tutors. They got free tutors too. So it was like, okay, wow. Let me take advantage of this.
Because I like the fact that the tutors is someone to help. Like a lot of places, you just in this class. Like I've had so many experiences of GED places.
And they are amazing. They are amazing. And they're patient. They're kind. You know what I mean? They go above and beyond to make sure that you understand what it is you're learning.
The fact that C's have it where it's a tutor that's going to help and is going to sit there and help you till you understand. And then if you can't understand, they'll try to switch it around to find someone who can help you a little bit better. And of course, when I came back, wonderful teacher that we have. I love Karen.
We can help find you the right tutor, you know what I'm saying, that can work with you. And she was so nice and so adamant about it. And I really love that. She would not let me not do it.
And no question is a stupid question.
You know, some people do make people feel dumb, like, and make them feel belittled because they don't know what they're doing. And the tutors don't do that. They encourage you.
They make me feel so comfortable.
If you have any questions, no matter how stupid you think they are, they don't think that. They answer them.
When I came here, I was like, what are they gonna say or whatever. So, but you guys here are so comfortable and make me feel like the best one.
That's when she linked me with Jenny. And I love Jenny. Like, love Jenny. Matter of fact, I believe she is the best tutor that I've had since in all my years of school, because the way she explained it to me on how to take the test and how to pass the test and what to pay attention to, it made me even more excited about studying.
I wish I would have known that school was this much fun. You know what I mean? At 63, it's fun. Whew, okay. And yes, I'm very proud of that. Just so you know.
This making me better, you know, so that's the schools, you know, giving you knowledges is the name. So you're getting better and better, even in this age.
I wish I would have knew before. Sorry, I'm stuttering. I wish I would have knew before about them. Period. That's the only thing I wish I know. I would know that there was a actual organization that actually helped you get your GED and they have free tutoring.
Coming to C's really helped me change my way of thinking about life and a whole lot of things. Period. Because like a lot of people feel, hey, I don't need my GED. I don't need my high school diploma. I don't need this to do this. And in all actuality, you do need it. You know, you need it to get you farther than what you want to be in life.
So rebuilding my life it's been a struggle here and there, but it's been a wonderful struggle.
Actually, I just applied and enrolled for Arizona State University online. They actually have a partnership with Starbucks to pay 100% tuition.
I am starting classes for STNA, student tested nursing assistant, or state tested nursing assistant. So I'm starting that November the 9th, and that's like maybe for 3 weeks.
There's a couple of things that I'm looking at. I mean, I'm 29. I still do not know what career field I definitely want to go head towards. I really still don't.
I just want to finish a GED and we will see then what is coming, you know, so I'll let you guys know.
Those are the stories of just 4 of our incredible students. We'd also like to share the words of Ann Scanello, one of our incredible volunteers, both in our physical classroom as well as in our virtual one.
I've worked in the elementary schools, and I've worked in the middle schools and the high schools in my professional teaching career. And I loved all of those situations. And I've loved that in most people there truly is a love of learning, and I like trying to work to motivate each of those type of people. In the SEEDS program, the adults, this was something I had never encountered before. I felt like in many cases, particularly when we were in the classroom and I could see the students more up close, I kept thinking to myself, this is just like that kid I had in class 20 years ago. You know, he's figured it out. He maybe had problems in school back then due to, you know, a number of things, but now he's figured it out. I've always been a numbers person. I like that math makes sense. It just feels like a puzzle to me. And there are so many people, not just in the SEEDS program, but in the world, that are really intimidated by math and the numbers. And I love getting to be the person to explain it to them. I always have. I remember the playground, first, second grade, talking about when I had my own classroom, what I would be doing. Then when I actually graduated, went to college, I wound up switching to a business career, worked in business for 10 years, and it wasn't until I had my own family that I went back to school and actually got my teaching degree. So I didn't really start teaching in a classroom until I was in my mid-30s. I retired from teaching a few years ago, and I went to coffee with a girlfriend, and she had seen an advertisement in her church bulletin, and she was describing, she had just started doing it, and she's describing it, and I just said to her, that sounds like something I needed to be doing. I was retired, and I was looking for something meaningful to do with my days, and I started showing up and loved it ever since. The majority of the students here initially didn't seem to be, teenagers or even young adults. There were a lot of students in their mid-30s, 40s, 50s. I even had seniors in their 70s and 80s, and that was something I had never really experienced before. So working with those students, also a lot of people from out of the country who are new to the United States, that was something I really hadn't experienced much before. And so working with them and seeing how motivated and how hardworking they were. One of the things that happened to me when I was tutoring during the pre-COVID period, I had a gentleman, he was actually older than me. I think he told me he was in his 80s. And he was someone who'd never learned to read. He was a happy person. He'd had a good job all his life. But now he was retired. And it was his goal to master reading. And so he and I would work together on letter and sound connection. We would work on reading lists of one-syllable words. And then he would actually read to me with some assistance. That was amazing to me. It was cool to me that people were not letting go of their educational goals. It didn't matter what their circumstances were. I also liked when I had math students, it was easy. I'd be sitting at a table and I'd be working one-on-one with the student, and it was easy for other students at the table then to, when we were in a break or my student was solving their problem, to ask me, can you come look at this one, and what do you think about how I did on this problem? And so I was able to work with multiple students in a meaningful way. And so that was really cool. I enjoyed doing that. The early pandemic tutoring, which I think we started in April, and I consider that early period going through like August, mostly through the summer. There were 3 different types of tutoring that they talked about offering to the tutors. I wasn't nervous about tutoring, or would I be able to do online tutoring, because you guys were talking about plans pretty quickly after things shut down. But I was concerned for the SEEDS program. My concern was that the students would be intimidated, or just in circumstances where they wouldn't be able to attend any of these sessions. So I was more nervous for the program going under, and it would be such a tragic loss to so many students. We did this for several months, 4 or 5 months over the summer, and I felt like it was a really good way for us to reach a lot of students that were in a very difficult period of their lives. So I think it was in September we started with the digital classroom, and things did improve a little bit. We went to the Zoom platform because many of us had experience with that in other parts of our lives. And by that time, I think the students were starting to understand the pandemic wasn't about to end, and they weren't about to be back in the SEEDS classroom. The majority of the students I've been working with are, I would say, in the 20 to 35-ish range, in a number of different situations. One student in particular, I remember he told me that he had lost his job due to COVID, which is not uncommon. But then in addition to that, he had lost his family due to just horrific circumstances. He shared with me that he'd been a recovering alcoholic, and now he was living in his car. And he was explaining that he needed his GED to qualify him for a better job in the future. And he was taking advantage of this opportunity not only to get the information to help him get the GED, but mostly to add structure to his day. He explained to me that he needed to be doing this every single day to keep himself sober. And that's how he made it through. And I just felt like if that man, even if he only, I think I worked with him 2 different times, even if he only made it to a few sessions, if he was willing to show up, then I certainly was going to be there on my end of the line to do what I could. Most of the students I've worked with in the last couple of months seem to be parents, young parents who have lost their jobs. And with the public schools going to e-learning, almost every tutoring session, my student has their child in the background. I say child, their children in the background. And in addition to working on their math lessons with me, they're taking care of any number of issues for their own children. I will say some experiences I've had. It's really common for the batteries on the phones to be dying. It's common for the atmosphere around a student because they're in their household with their kids, or they're outside in the yard with their families, with their kids. They're getting their phone calls and things, and they'll say things like, I'm just dumb and I'm not good at math and this is so hard. I say, okay, first of all, the packet that we're working on, that represents 3 or 4 weeks in the classroom. It is amazing how quickly they're having us work through this, but we can do that because the students are motivated, they're focused, they're working on their own, they're asking good questions. It is helpful that for the most part it's one-on-one tutoring, so I can adjust my teaching to their exact learning style and their needs. But while all of those things are happening on a regular basis, they keep coming back, and they will, excuse me just a minute, take the phone call. Okay, my child, that was their school calling. So let's get back to this problem, Ann. And we are right back at the lesson. And so I have been very encouraged by that. It's getting better. It's getting better every day. The type of student that we're getting, like I said, they seem to be younger, but they are just as motivated as ever, and they really appreciate the tutors, and they really appreciate having a place that gives them structure and meaning to their lives in these crazy, crazy times. I think that the SEED staff, I think they understand how much they're enriching the students' lives. I hope you understand how much you're enriching the tutors' lives, how wonderful it is for me to have a place to be able to give back a little bit, to feel good about things that I've done that day. So that's it. I guess I just want to say thank you for giving me this place.
I've been fortunate enough to be part of Seeds of Literacy for over 17 years. Every day a student's accomplishment brings a smile to my face. Our students are so courageous. They're willing to share their vulnerability with us, and our tutors and staff embrace the challenges of teaching each student individually. I'm extremely proud of the organization we have created. Everyone deserves an education.
It's been an honor and a privilege to work with the students at Seeds of Literacy for the past 9 years. Seeing the faces of our graduates every year says it all. Seeds is a solution and a major step towards eliminating poverty and dramatically improving the lives of our students. I am proud to be part of the solution.
How do I feel about Seeds of Literacy? Are you kidding me?
Seeds of Literacy really care about their students and care about their education, and that's good because there's a lot of places that don't care. It's just a job, or it's just, hey, I'm gonna get paid whether you learn or not.
So yeah, it's like I was feeling just shy, but Here is wonderful. I like it, and I miss already.
The program is just amazing. I believe that you guys are great. I believe Seeds of Literacy is literally one of the nicest organizations that I've been a part of since I've been in Cleveland. Everybody's so friendly. Everybody's nice. All the tutors are sweet. You guys are organized. I can tell you guys are organized. I can tell you guys care. I can tell that you guys really put the heart into really making sure that whatever age range, get their GED.
You know, I didn't have a school experience back then, you know, but since I've been taking the classes online, you know what I mean, with the different tutors or whatever the case may be, it has totally been I've been loving it. You know what I'm saying? And it made me miss, you know, what I missed. Made me think about what I missed as far as going to school.
You know, I can speak English better, and I know I'm doing mistakes.
They're just vocal and make you feel like, okay, well, if I don't have the courage or the mind frame of focusing on school, they're showing you that, hey, we do care. Come back. We want to help. You know, there's a lot of people out here just don't care.
You guys make me feel so comfortable and doing funny things, and you know, and helping me a lot when I don't understand and everything, and teaching me new things, you know. So it's just amazing, you know. So I wished you knew you guys before when I came, because you know I came here in 2018, I think so. I started. So I wish to know from 2013, you know. So I lost all these years. So yeah.
It was my future that really, my future family. I need to be put in a position to actually be able to take care of my family. And me getting this GED really would help.
Coming to Seeds really made me change the way I think about a lot of things, because it's like, oh, if I can do this, I can do that. You know, if I can figure this out, I can figure that out.
I don't have words to say. Thank you is so little. I always tell her so.
For me, it's an absolutely amazing program, and I thank God that I found it.
This organization has just been a blessing.
We hope you enjoyed getting to hear from a few students and tutors. We hope you will share what you've heard today with others so that Seeds isn't the best kept secret in town.